And we're live.
Shit. I didn't have my headphones in.
Oh. I'm a little under the weather, so my voice is a little bit deeper than normal. But...
And you're under me.
Dream come true.
You wanted to make sure that you were in the right position. And I was like, I guess if that's under me and I'm on top, then that's the way it's going to be.
Ew.
See, Jay's not here to spoil the fun.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
come on, guys, get on track. That's all you guys do.
Are you saying you're a top, Matt?
Well, I did work in a frame shop for a long time with another Matt, and we were double Matts.
Double Matt.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
We've been together since way back when. But sometimes I never want to see you again. But I want you to know, after all these years, you're still the one I want laughing in my ear. Still the one that doesn't hear what I said. You're still the one that numbs my head. We're still having fun on the Rcad.
My balls are numb.
Happy belated birthday, Nick Jackson.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, big 4-3.
4-3.
Oh,
Welcome to the
you
43
only wish
club.
it was 3-4, right?
Yeah, I wish it was 3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It was the last year before my metabolism slowed down and I got fat.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Shit, that explains.
Low T.
Yeah, low T.
More like high chips for me. Like I that's my evening habit. I eat like a little bag of potato chips, maybe 2, maybe 3.
Bags?
Random. Like
The random snack bag.
yeah, it's like, the Ruffles, cheddar, and
Oh, I introduced my dad to those over the break. He never had them for some reason. And
Had never had Ruffles.
Yeah.
he never had the cheddar and sour cream. Like we were just
good.
walking through the grocery and like I was like, oh, I'll get a bag of these. He goes, I've never had those. I was like, oh, I never buy them because I'll eat the whole damn bag.
Yeah.
And and then of course, as soon as we get back to the place, he's like, oh, I want to try those. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm just gonna tell you, you're gonna eat the whole fucking bag. And sure enough,
Sure
like,
as shit, he did.
Yeah, he did. And then, of course, as soon as I get back home, this was in Knoxville. And then I get back to their place like a week later, and he's already gone through like another bag. he's like, these are so good. I'm like, I know.
You go into his bedroom and under the bed, it's just bags and bags.
Is it wrong that I like the original, just plain?
I mean, there's nothing wrong with the originals. I mean, I'm just saying, but like, yeah.
If you're having the original, you better have a dip.
Yeah, I like it with a dip.
Yeah, that's a French onion dip for sure.
Yeah, I agree 100%, but I like them without the dip.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll eat them without. I'll eat them without.
That's a little psychotic.
You're a bun patty bun kind of guy.
That's true. That is so true.
One hamburger, you get bun patty bun. You're labeled for life.
You punch
Fucking
one
Tim.
old guy at a game.
Now, do you guys go with the store bought like Dean's French onion dip, or do you make your own?
I usually get like the Lipton soup mix and mix it up with sour cream.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
That's
I buy whatever close by, and I get that.
Now, if you're a health food fanatic, you get Greek yogurt, and you try to make a.
That's
make
fucking
a version.
bullshit, Matt, and you know it.
Yeah. We didn't climb to the top of the food chain to eat carrots and
the free
yogurt.
queso at the bar. That's what I use.
Saying that
Randy says.
No, that's a throwback. That's a throwback to a versus right there.
We haven't had a versus because we haven't all 4 been together since
way back when.
It's November.
Yeah, maybe
the first week of December.
Because
December
was a.
Because I was in San Diego, then you guys fucking left me out of an episode, and then
did I make sure you were included this week?
You did, Zach. Jack, you did a great job.
Prima donna, Jesus
Christ!
Christ!
I by the way, I cracked myself up for a long time last week when I wrote the show notes and put that we found out the big mystery. We were all waiting with bated breath whether or not Chris would actually visit Mark Hamill Street in San Diego.
Right.
He said,
"Fuck it." If you don't want to know, Don't want to get spoiled. Go back. And listen
Did
to
I
it.
just spoil it?
I
No,
just
Jack-
said I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kristen.
so.
Because there was so much build up to it. It was
Yeah,
just
there
like
was.
one sense. You're like, yeah,
I'm a Star Wars fan. No, I'm literally just 2 minutes away from it. I'm not going to waste.
Well, he's really just a part-time Star Wars fan, because he.
That's true. I
doesn't
mean,
forget-
can you say stalking like your hometown hero's like street that he was born on? Like, is that crazy? Maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
Is taking pictures of him while he sleeps at night crazy?
Well, you can do that. He charges, I think,
Just-
$100 a photo, but
He's just
you know.
emulating him in later life, looking over Ben
Right.
Solo, just
Right.
like looking over your shoulder while you sleep.
I was on TikTok today, and you remember the guy that C. Thomas Howell, who played Ponyboy on The Outsiders. He was on his TikTok account, and he has a raffle where people can pay $10, and he gives all this stuff away. Stuff. But also, the biggest prize is you get 15 minutes of FaceTime with Ponyboy.
Really?
That's the big prize. And if you look at Ponyboy, he
Does
did
he
not
stay
stay
golden though?
He did not stay golden.
I'm guessing he
did
went
not.
the Richard Grieco route.
Exactly, Richard Grieco. Yeah, I mean the '80s.
No.
rough.
He's not Richard Grieco.
No, he's not Richard Grieco. He just got old.
Yeah.
Oh,
real
okay.
old.
Mhm.
I think he spent a lot of time in the sun or something.
Normal old, not like crack
Normal
cocaine
old,
addiction.
because he was
old.
in that TV show I love. It's is it Southland? It's a cop show.
That's
Oh,
It's probably one of the
Pony
best
Boy?
shows. Ponyboy was in that. He plays an asshole
Mm.
in the show. But I go, wow, Ponyboy. Should I put $10 in?
The 15 minutes of FaceTime with
Would
Pony
be
Boy
on the
was in-
podcast.
No,
yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh.
That's pretty. That's how you use your money.
Yeah.
You know, you use your patron money to put that.
Yeah.
towards things.
So, well, I'd have to
He'd
wait
be
I'd have to wait
yeah.
a few months.
few months. He'd be in the hole.
So what was the money for? Was he trying to raise money for an organization, or was this like?
No,
he's
I
looking
think
for
it was.
money
I think it was
rent?
for him.
Jesus
House
Christ,
rent.
really?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't go into it that deep. I just was like going, oh, okay. But when he said the best part is you get 15 minutes with me,
But it's on
Pony Boy.
OnlyFans.
What do you talk? What do you talk to C. Thomas Howell about for 15 minutes?
Oh, you
How
know
was
what
it?
you're
How
talking
was the Outsiders?
Soul
I
Man.
don't know.
Soul Man.
How was Soul Man?
Have you ever been
Have-
inside?
Have you had a lot of backlash from Soul Man? Did that age well?
It basically killed his career in that
Yeah.
movie.
So
That's
yeah,
true.
Soul Man. Hey, speaking of Pony, I was driving past this restaurant today, and there's a lot of Mexican restaurants out there. You know, who's to say which one's better or not? You know, but it says El Toro on the sign, and I'm like, okay, El Toro, the bull, right? Yeah.
El Toro.
And it says lunch specials, and it includes these two pictures of horses.
Oh, okay.
Yum.
Mixed messages on multiple languages here, because first of all, those are horses and not bulls. Second of all, what's the lunch meat special, right? Anyway,
Horse meat's
that's-
supposed to be good for you.
buy it. Well,
You can buy it in Canada.
That's what hot dogs are
apparently.
made of in Jamaica.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that I think that this place is.
I was
cracked
just
the
kidding.
code.
Who wants to eat horse? Well, I'd rather eat horse than dog.
Dog is,
Yeah.
is a tasty animal.
Yeah, there's. I've been binge watching this show, Peep Show. You guys ever heard of Peep
Oh, is
Show?
that where you put the nickel in the thing and the window opens?
Right, and it opens up, and
Yeah.
you get like, and they keep putting nickels in, and then
Yeah.
it keeps opening up. No, it's a British comedy show, and one of the guys on there actually kind of reminds me of like a British version of Nick.
Oh,
Like your head shape and hair color and stuff is similar.
well,
Um,
Chris and I.
They have a lot of
I-
Irish people over there.
As I say, I mean, yeah, I'd say
Oh,
all of us except from Jack.
I'll
are
try to
Northern
find a
European.
picture of him here. But anyway, I've been
Show
Peep
cast.
Show. Mhm.
I've heard of Peep Show. I've never watched it, but I know the name.
Well, there's another show that these two comedic actors had been in, and I think it was called Ambassadors. And I recently watched that. It was just like 3 episodes, like most British miniseries, you know. And I was like, oh wow, yeah, this was pretty good. Like I like these guys. I'm gonna go back and watch Peep Show. And I forgot how kind of raunchy that show can be, and it's almost kind of a combination of The Odd Couple mixed with some Seinfeld BBC cringe humor, right?
I'm gonna check the show out.
There's an episode in which one of the roommates.
Oh yeah, Jeremy Osborne definitely resembles Nick.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely has a Nick.
Now I gotta look it up.
So there's an episode where his character, Nick's character, I'll say, backs over a dog, and he's trying to get with this girl, and then he hides the dog.
Hold on. I'll share my screen. This picture looks exactly like him, actually.
For our listeners to be able to see.
The ones that take the time to join us live.
The Nick lookalike. For the rest of you, you just have to pull over on your car phone and look it up. Car phone?
Jack, you want to let me share my shit? Or
it's not here. I don't see it.
What's the actor's name?
Chris
I'll
just
send
had
it to
there.
somebody else.
There's nothing to share. I mean, I'm looking.
I mean, it says I'm waiting for you to allow me to share my shit. So that's all.
Sorry, I apologize, but I don't see it. Let's see.
Robert Webb is the actor's name, and he plays Jeremy Osborne on the.
Especially
on the show,
this look I have right here, the side look. That's definitely Nick.
I mean, I think I'm better looking than that guy, but
okay, you're better looking than this guy, but this guy's probably made more money than you.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's making a lot more money.
So there's a blurry photo of Nick.
I mean, I got more hair than him. Thank God.
Did you send it to someone else to share? Because I don't see it.
Well, listeners, you'll never know what he looks like. But Ambassadors, though, was a fun three episode show. You can watch Peep Show on all places on Roku channel. It's just on Roku streaming, and I've been able to stream it commercial free, which is
I don't have Roku though.
Every now and then they'll drop in an advertisement for Roku movies. Yeah. But other than that,
I don't have Roku. How do you get Roku?
Anything that's British produced is always weird. Like it's hard to find it.
Yeah.
It's like I know Chris watched it, and I think Matt watched it too, and maybe Jack too. You know, when they did Das Boot, a show, and only season 1 has ever been released on Hulu, and they've got like 4 seasons of it. It's like, God damn it! Like I want to watch the rest of the show.
Well, I think I was talking about Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Amazon had the first season. Second season you got to pay for, or you got to sign up for MGM streaming service. I'm like going,
it won't focus in on my phone. The last episode of season 6 is called Das Boot.
Nice.
Can I advertise this show anymore?
Okay. Nice.
For either any of you guys to check out. It is done handheld POV style.
Oh.
So it's kind of from that era of, like handheld. And so it's kind of, you're kind of in that person and you're hearing their mental thoughts. And there's a lot of.
I don't mind that if it's a mix, like, the one with Clive Owen, 2006 movie. I need one of the listeners to tell me what it is. Children of Men.
Children of Men. Yeah.
Children of Men has like a good mix of steady cam as well as shaky cam, and that's fine. But when you get into like Cloverfield, you're like, oh my God, like it's good, but you gotta get tired of it after a while.
I don't notice.
That's why Jay didn't like Friday Night Lights.
I didn't notice it being a shaky cam. It's just more like you're the point of view of the character.
Oh, okay.
Thus the term peep show, I believe, because you're kind of in their head a lot of times, and there's a lot of quibbling arguments between two roommates. That's why it's kind of like The Odd Couple, but has also he's next to Super Hands right there, the character. So
he does.
Anyway,
that actually fucking looks just like you, dude. Like it's kind of crazy.
The first season I would say is probably, like, to give it a comparison to
it looks like
Philadelphia.
I mean, I can see it for sure. I mean, I've had different people over the years.
All right, so he's balding.
How do you have my last name not capitalized in your phone? How does one live like that? Are contacts in your phone not capitalized?
You're lucky you're in the phone at all.
That is psychotic.
Wow.
You're lucky you're in the phone at all. That's what you got out of the whole thing. Hey,
by the way,
your first name's capitalized.
Hey.
Yeah. Also, your last name is in the first name space.
Right. Right. No, it's just I look at that like that gives me like anxiety. I can't have like I'm super anal when it comes to like the contact cards. Like they have to be like formatted correctly. They're if I have a lowercase contact, it would drive me crazy.
You're lucky I didn't give you a different name.
Okay.
I have different names in here for people. Like
Just
Jay is Dork.
That's
Jay
Okay.
is Dork.
I thought it would be like "do not answer" or something.
Like Randy here.
For
Chris
my
in Boston.
There you go, Chris in Boston.
It would just be Providence. If I was gonna be an asshole about it.
Look, when I just do it really quick. I don't care. It doesn't.
I know.
Matter. It's for me. I don't give a fuck. Where's my what name do you have for me? Do you have my last name spelled correctly?
I do.
I don't even think I even have. Maybe I do.
You know, many people have Glad filter.
No, yeah, I have it correct.
Yeah,
see, there you go. Proper capitalization.
Yeah.
Also, if you can't, you probably cannot see this, but your icon is the Hoth Rebel Trooper. So a few years ago,
Why would you do something Star Wars for him? He wanted to see Mark
I did a lot of different vintage action figure for different people. So
that's pretty cool.
So Chris is Hoth Rebel Trooper. Nick is Endor Rebel Trooper.
Oh, nice.
What am I?
Lobot.
That's perfect.
Which one's low? Is that the ball-headed guy with the?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what? I don't even think I'm gonna start fucking with you guys. Jesus Christ, that's uncalled for. I don't care.
What? You're like, that's baldest. That's the most baldest thing you've ever done, Matt.
I can see it. He looks a lot like him. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm better looking than him.
I made Jay yak face. So
nice.
I was gonna say, did you put me as yak face? But yeah.
Jay.
That's okay. I'm cool with it. I've heard it before. I don't care.
You make the perfect
really
Lobot.
Someone called you Lobot?
He's frozen.
Again.
It's perfect.
Again, yeah. He did it on purpose.
Just like Lobot.
Right now he looks like
he's rebooting like Lobot.
I think he is, guys.
I think we lost him.
It's a hard reboot.
So anyways, we had some pretty big news in our area today.
That's what I was about to say. Jack kind of looks like him right now. Belichick.
Yeah.
Just needs to cut off his sleeves.
So we've the end of the era indeed in New England sports for the New England Patriots have no longer have Tom Brady, nor after 24 years of coaching, Bill Belichick. They
that's
amicably, quote unquote, parted ways today.
Yeah. I mean,
which is bullshit, by the way.
He'd been a coach for that long. You know, it's like
in New England.
24 years as in one team is unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild. So I was reading a crazy statistic earlier today. See if I can pull it up here. So it was since the Patriots hired Bill Belichick in the year 2000, the other 31 NFL teams have used 162 head coaches in 224 total coaching stints.
Wow.
That time. Isn't that fucking nuts, dude?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so that was from Adam Schefter. So Bill Belichick, Patriots parted ways today. I'll tell you this. I don't know what.
I see it. The picture. Yeah.
I can't see the picture, but I don't know how it's being portrayed outside of our local news channels here. But like ESPN's making it look like it was done in such a nice professional manner. And I think that they made it look that good. They've made it look good. It is not the pretty picture that people are painting.
Sure.
Like I think when you look at the headline saying that it was, Bill Belichick and the Kraft family, met this week and are amicably separating, I think is complete horseshit. I think they agreed that the amicable look would be beneficial to both parties, and that's what they're rolling with.
Yeah, I would imagine he probably didn't want to retire.
Belichick looked human almost in the.
Yeah, I would imagine they basically were like, "Hey, we want to move on from you. We'll pay you well. Just don't make a fuss about it because we want to respect your legacy and
Yeah.
Have you
Well,
go
Chris
out
and I were talking
dig
about
it.
this before we started. I was listening to this Sirius NFL network, and they were saying there's no way Bill Belichick's going to agree to go somewhere if he has to go use picks because he's not young. And he's not going to give up picks, his first round pick or second round. He's not going to give up picks and go somewhere and lose those picks. So that was probably the sticking point. Okay, we want something for you. And then Kraft comes out and says, hey, look,
here's your final year of the contract payment. Now get the fuck out.
Yeah,
that's
go
exactly
get a hand job somewhere where there's no cameras. And but it just. But to be fair, he's done a terrible job with the.
In the last couple seasons,
Well, it's not so much coaching; it's the GM side of it, and
that was the biggest part. Right? He was the GM and the coach, and it did not work well. Like he made some pretty fucking terrible moves.
Yeah,
like 3 years ago, he should have been like. I mean, granted, if hindsight being 2020, like no one in their right fucking mind can say, "Hey, he did a good job with those picks in the last 3 or 4 years."
And he had a lot of them.
And don't get me wrong, like he had done so well for so long, right? So there's like that reputation behind him that he gets the credit for. But at the end of the day, like we had shit football to watch for like the last 2-3 years. Like it was just not exciting.
We had 6 Super Bowl wins and we won.
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
We didn't lose for 20 years. And it was terrible.
Jack,
I lost my whole
time,
fucking team.
But here's the difference though. Like I get that. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't fall short of me. The fact that the Patriots had a fucking dominating 20 years.
I'm just giving you a hard time because
I know. But at the end of the day though, like I equate this to like you can have a team not win the Super Bowl and still have a Sunday in which you're excited to watch the game, right? You're excited to go to the stadium and watch them play.
Oh, I
like
agree.
You're, and there's been seasons when we haven't been great, but we still had the excitement and the desire to be entertained by this sports organization. They have had the shittiest year since I can remember.
Oh, they're boring.
Right? It was a boring team. There was no standout talent. The talent that came in that was supposed to be good sucked. Like it was just an awful.
It starts at your quarterback. If you don't have a quarterback,
right?
At least a competent quarterback. You didn't have shit. I made that joke.
The Mac Jones project was fucking terrible.
Aaron Rodgers had a better year than any of your quarterbacks. And he only played 4 downs.
No doubt.
Your quarterback sucked.
It has been an awful 2 years, really. But this year specifically was just fucking god awful. Like I mean,
Cam Newton has been your best quarterback since Brady left, and Cam Newton was done.
Agreed. Yeah, and Bailey Zappi wasn't awful, but he's just
he's awful.
Yeah, he's better than Mac Jones.
but Mac Jones is absolutely god awful. So you're comparing someone who's god awful to
no, it's fair. It was a terrible product to put in the field, and it was just a terrible product for the fans here to be transitioned from greatness to literal.
The sad thing is the defense is pretty good.
Yeah, yep. Led by Mayo, so we'll see how that goes.
Again, I thought they'd go with Vrabel. I think that was stupid for the Tennessee Titans to fire him.
Yeah, which is wild because like the Tennessee Titans had a bullshit team too. It wasn't Vrabel's fault.
No. In fact, she said the owner, she was Bud Adams' daughter, said the guy that moved the team, the asshole that moved the team. She said, "Oh, we could have traded him, but we didn't want to." Because he was still under contract, they could have traded him too, and they didn't trade him because they didn't want to go through the process of getting extra picks. I don't know, it's just so stupid.
Yeah,
but you don't trade a young coach unless you just can't get along with him. I know he didn't get along with the general manager. I mean, there's things there's a video of him when they drafted somebody, and he just gets up and walks away.
I mean, his record was just kind of okay, but like I said, he's young.
Again, who was his quarterback?
Yeah,
They traded AJ Brown away. I mean, wasted Derrick Henry's career.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because he and Bill Belichick don't see eye to eye.
Yeah,
so if he came to New England, that would be really fucking interesting because Belichick hates him, or maybe it's vice versa. And maybe Belichick doesn't give a fuck. I don't know, but like he played here for a number of seasons and he was great. We loved him, right? Vrabel's awesome. But I know as a coach, they did not see eye to eye.
But Mayo's never. I mean, I guess he turned down a chance to coach the Panthers, but who would want to coach the Panthers with that owner?
No. And the interesting thing about Mayo too is they wouldn't have to go through the lengthy process of a hiring process for the head coach. They could just call him head coach tomorrow because apparently they built that into his contract renewal a year or two ago. That like it's like a clear path of succession.
Well, I think if they're in house, you can go ahead and just move. It doesn't matter. You just move. I think that's how it goes. Who knows? Because you have the Rooney rule, but on this one, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's interesting. People are saying like, we should have gotten rid of Bill Belichick sooner, blah blah blah. And I was listening to sports radio this afternoon, and it was like, okay, fine. So like, if we had gotten rid of Bill Belichick 3 years ago, who would have been taken over for him? Josh McDaniel.
Yeah,
and
he's proven to be a winner.
We would be in the same, if not worse, position than we are right now. Am I frozen to everybody else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You look like you have a very peaceful, easy.
Oh, really? To me, it looks like he's squeezing out a fart. But
I thought he was taking a dump, but that's okay.
Ooh, nice.
To me, that looked like I was taking a shit.
Yes.
I was going for like the stoner vibe, you know.
Oh, well, he could be stoned taking a dump.
That's the best.
But it's always risky though when you fire your coach and you hire some unknown because
and if they had Josh McDaniels like a couple of years ago, and he bottomed out or washed out, people would be like, we should have kept Bill Belichick.
Yeah,
right.
You know,
damned if you do, damned if you.
I couldn't believe McDaniels got another job head coach. The Raiders, I go, really. It's Bill O'Brien for the Patriots job.
I mean, football is one of those things where you can just continually fail up.
That's every coach. I mean,
if I'm Bill Belichick, I would go to Alabama.
Yeah, exactly. If I came back
for Saban
in my next life, that's
they're like best friends.
Yeah, I want to be a failed SEC football coach because it's the only job where you can get paid $4 million after you're fired. You know. But yeah, that's what I was about to say is, it's been an interesting just week in football and that Saban announced his retirement, which it's fine. He's been coaching for 16 seasons now and it's end of an era. And
he'll never have to buy,
insurance again.
Saban and Belichick are like, they're homeboys. They're like best friends.
But I'm saying why go to a team, there's some people are saying like Atlanta for Belichick. I'm like going, okay, they don't have a quarterback.
Put him in Vegas. He's gonna go to Vegas and be back and reunite with Tom Brady once that deal goes through.
I think it's gonna be Jim. I think Jim Harbaugh goes to Vegas.
I don't know why. I mean, Harbaugh is not really a proven coach.
He's one of the Marx brothers now.
Yeah, I don't mean to knock the Big Ten, but Michigan never plays anybody aside from Ohio State every year, and then he's lost. And aside from this year, he's lost every time he's gotten into the playoffs. So I don't think he's really a proven coach.
Well,
especially
I think
NFL caliber. I mean, because I always think of Steve Spurrier. He won with Florida in '96, and then went and coached the Washington Redskins at the time, and then. And he completely was a terrible NFL coach.
Well, Saban had a terrible time at Miami too.
Right.
What I heard when Saban and Spurrier and some of the other college, coaches fizzled out, is because the NFL job is 365, 724. There's no Jay did this last week. There's no you're constantly having to be on, you have to keep working. Whereas college,
it's like podcasting.
It's a bit exactly podcasting, but college, like I said, that people say we're recruiting, but your associates do the recruiting. You go in there and seal the deal.
You seal the deal, but
on the top.
Where'd those balloons come from?
I think they both have their challenges. I would agree NFL is 10 times harder than college, but you're also dealing with a completely different team every 2 to 3 years in college, whereas in NFL, if you have those marquee players, they're playing with you for at least a decade.
Well, not anymore, because especially in how many pro football you have the salary cap, and unless you get that top-notch quarterback, and then the problem with the top-notch quarterback is once they get out of their rookie deal, they get that deal where they're making 35, 40. Look at Patrick Mahomes. He's making so much money. They didn't have money to put anywhere else.
Right.
Whereas Brady would take less money because he made so much. It's almost like Ohtani, who is taking less money up front and having it deferred because he's making $60 million a year on endorsements. So it's like, okay, yeah, I want to win. Yeah, okay, that's great. You want to win, but Tom Brady was the same way. He always won. He had tons of endorsements. He could afford to take. Plus, he was married to a billionaire model at the time. So,
yeah. I think the reason why Saban is retiring those, one, he's proven everything he has to prove, and I think the NIL money is a major factor because it's just harder and harder to keep hold of the players you want because a lot of these kids that are coming in, they want to be starters their freshman or sophomore year. And it's like, no, you have to sit the bench because that's what everybody does. And they're like, well, fuck you then. I'm going to go to this other team. And then also I'm going to get money there and I'm going to start. And I don't blame them for that because, as a player, you want to do what's best for you. But it's harder as a program to keep, the championships going year after year.
Yeah.
Well, and even as your body, it's like you only have so much. Like when you're younger, you can bounce back easier. You're also a little bit more fearless. So, it's like to bench that potential. It's like, I don't blame the players for like saying like, well, I'm gonna go here. Even if I fail, then at least I get to play.
Right.
So,
because you're still busting your ass in practice.
Right.
And it's sometimes even worse because you're on the what do they call it? The shadow. What do they call it? Where you're Rudy, where you're doing the other team. What do they call it?
Practice squad.
Yeah, practice squad. Anyway, but you're getting beat up and you're not getting anything for it. And it's like, that one guy goes, I had scholarships at other places, but I had to play at Notre Dame. Poor me. But again, you're getting your ass kicked for nothing. Now like you said, you have that money that these players can get, which they rightfully deserve. Scout team. Thank you, Randy. They should be being paid. There's so much money being made in college football. There's no, or even college basketball. There's no reason they shouldn't be getting paid something.
Yeah. But
now it's all out of whack because you have guys making. They showed Reggie Bush lost his Heisman because he got $1,000 or whatever it was, and they showed Caleb Woods is in some penthouse somewhere.
Right.
But it's perfectly legal because.
Well, I think it quickly got out of hand rapidly. I mean, because I thought when they were originally proposing this, like, okay, yeah, like all these players can get a certain kind of more money from the boosters and all this, but it should be more evenly. And then, if you want to do a local car commercial or something like that, that's fine. But like the fact that one of the Manning kids, got $8 million. Got $8 million to sit the bench at Texas this season. You're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's crazy. And I was like you, Nick. I said, okay, what they're going to do is they're just going to, maybe they'll tier it. Your top players get this. Kind of like they do with the NFL draft. It's broken into, it's slotted. But no, it's like the highest bidder is like, because we had someone on the San Diego State team that went to the final, national championship game. He left to go to Arizona State, I think, because he was getting paid to go there. He's not a great player, but he's a really good player. But he left. I go, why would you leave a chance that anyway?
Well, I mean, look, you could even say it like Georgia's head coach was knocking the whole transfer portal and the NIL deals and all that. Because you look at, if you weren't in the 4 playoff spots, like most of the seniors immediately or juniors, like either went to transfer portal or they just went NFL. Like they're like, I don't care about the bowl because it's it for me. Well, and that's why the Georgia-Florida State game was a joke because none of the starters were there.
For Florida State, yeah,
most of Florida State, but a lot of some Georgia ones left too. But it's just like,
but I gotta say, as a player, if I have a chance to go to the NFL, and okay, this isn't for the national championship game, I'm not getting paid.
Yeah.
And if people say they should just eliminate all the bowl games, I go, no, that's not.
Well,
Players want the experience of going to a bowl game, and you got teams that are never going to go to the national championship.
Right.
Give them something.
And I think with the 12-team playoff system starting next year, it's going to get restructured to where like all those will be really good bowls, and then so it'll be next season will be really different. And I'm actually quite happy that USC and UCLA and all Washington and Oregon all joined the Big Ten. So now you're gonna have a good West side, a good East side, and it'll be a stronger conference.
Yeah, and we should take a commercial break.
Yeah, fine. Okay.
Florida State had 25 missing players.
One, you guys talking about all of these football players. My thought always goes to Roy Kent. And when he says we don't know, of course we don't know. We're not in the locker room.
Fuck off.
We're not on the pitch with them. We can't look them in the eyes and encourage them to be better. We're just on the outside looking in, judging them. I love that.
Can't ride a bike.
Oh, I thought you were totally going to go with the bully talk. That was the best one.
He's got a lot of good ones, though.
No, I just love
there's
that
a press
season, the
press conference one where the guy comes up to him and confronts him, and he kind of loses it. That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, no, he definitely has the best. What are they called? Yeah. When he gets just to talk, because I say but the one that was truly in character but out of character was the one I'm talking about with the bully one, where he's like, I hate bullies.
Oh yes,
there's only one way to deal with them is you get a rope and you soak it in red paint, and then you just start beating them with it. And on his sleeve, I was like, what the hell? And then of course he goes and you go in at 4 a.m. because that's the yes. And then of course beers are going, yes, that's statistically true. Like, and you're like, what the hell? It's just all.
Now, rumor is that they might have a 4th season. Is that?
No, I would. I don't see.
I'm sure Apple is here's a bucket of money. Just make some more stuff happen.
I mean, that's why we got the Bear now. Which is.
I think.
Trying to get my wife to watch the Bear and she won't.
I think a spinoff of Ted Lasso makes sense. So
because one of the girl won the Golden Globe.
That's right, she did.
My wife. So she was kind of watching on her thing. I go. Now she's really good on it. I go, she deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the Golden Globes, and I forgot about him until you text me, Jack, about the Culkin kid, and I was like, "Oh, good for him." Because I
watched like 30 minutes of it, and I was just like, "Okay, I'm done."
Because in that scene where he completely breaks down, I was like, I don't see how he could not win.
Yeah, I said, "Oh, he's," I go, and when he won, I said, Nick was right. Yeah. I told my wife too. I said, "You should watch that." She goes, "No, I don't want to watch it." That's okay.
Yeah, my sister asked as well, like, should she watch that? I was like, "Yeah, it's good." I was like, "It's just sad because it's a whole dysfunctional family that completely fucks each other over constantly." I was like, "But it is a good show."
It's kind of like our podcast.
Exactly.
Dysfunctional family that fucks each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I actually started watching a rewatch of True Detective because now that the 3rd season's out, I was like, I need to watch because it's been so many years since the last one. I was like, let's start watching that. Then I'm trying to think of anything. I didn't really do a whole lot over the break, as in to you. My parents had not watched the new seasons of For All Mankind, and then I got them to watch.
How has this season been? I still haven't watched it.
It's not as good. It's more. I think it's kind of like season 2. Is like it's going to be more of a setup for what's going to come in the next season,
or a slow burn.
Setup. We had to wait like 10 years for the next season.
Yeah,
I did watch something, Nick, and I saved it for you because I figured you'd enjoy it. On the History Channel, I was going through this history stuff, and Ulysses S. Grant. They had a mini series on him, and I thought, wow, that general kicked ass. He just really destroyed the South. I mean, without him, I don't think we have a United States of America. Right. What do you think? I mean, I think he was the best general of the war.
I don't know about the best general. I think.
Yeah. Hey, wait. Scoreboard. Okay, so.
No, but it's one of those things like who's your MVP though, like or who's like you could have a great coach but a shit team, or whatever, or vice versa, like.
So wait a minute. You're saying Lee was the better coach, but he had a shit team.
Actually, I think Stonewall Jackson was probably the best general of the war.
How could he be? His own men shot him, didn't he?
Yeah, they did shoot him.
Okay,
by accident.
That's like Hitler was the best general in the war. Well, how did he die? Suicide with his girlfriend in a bunker.
But I thought it was because where Grant, I didn't know that much about Grant as far as his presidency. I always heard, you always hear his thing was corrupt. It was
his cabinet.
He wasn't corrupt.
Yeah, his cabinet.
He's a very honorable guy. I mean, I want to find some books on him because I found because Grant kind of push over because he won the war, but
I think Grant was he definitely deserves a lot of the positive he gets, and then sometimes it's like I think if he would have been in the Eastern Campaign at the beginning of the war, he would have had the same fate as every other Union general. But when you're going against, because the difference between the Western theater versus the Eastern theater is that that's the one good thing about Grant is he was not a gentleman's general. He was not like the rest of the Union generals in the beginning of like, oh, I've lost this technical battle, so now I'll retreat. No, he was just like, no, okay, I lost, but guess what? I'm staying, and we're just going to keep fighting.
We're going to keep kicking ass.
Yeah, we're going to keep kicking ass regardless of the loss. Whereas in the Union would always retreat back into Maryland. But when the Western theater though. Well, there's in the Eastern, so you had natural barriers that Lee took advantage of with all the rivers and the Shenandoah Mountains and all those things that helped him in a defensive battle. Whereas in the Western, it's all flat, and the rivers run north-south instead of diagonally. So it was much easier for Grant to utilize and get around things in the Western theater, and especially when you didn't have the resources or the men in the West that you did in the East. And so there's ways to argue from a technical point of view. I think there's some things that were brilliant that Grant did, like capturing Paducah at the very beginning of the war was just awesome. And then of course what he did at Vicksburg is really great.
Vicksburg.
But that documentary also sugarcoats some things, especially Shiloh, because he got his ass handed to him at Shiloh, and if it hadn't been for the Union ships that were in the Tennessee River at the time bombarding the Confederates to push them into the river, he would have completely been wiped out, his entire army, and he would have had to retreat back up north.
But he had the ships, but he knew the ships were there.
The ships were there, yeah. And then, of course, the loss of the Confederate general in the battle as well. The Confederacy was disorganized at the end of the first day. So it's one of those things, the little things.
No, he took a beating, but again, like you said, he didn't retreat.
He didn't retreat, yeah.
No, we're gonna keep because I remember them. They were saying something. He goes, his staff was like, no, we should pull back, regroup. He goes, no, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to crack at dawn. We're going to be up kicking some ass.
Yeah. I mean, and that's where he gets the controversial things about Grant, or when he took over the Eastern Campaign, because he understood what he had to do to win the fucking war. And, he basically suspended all troop exchanges at that point because the North vastly outnumbered the South. So it's like, why would I trade Southern soldiers back for them just to start fighting us again when I can just hold them up here and we'll just keep replenishing our own soldiers? Yeah. And then it was saying and he didn't care if he lost double the men the Confederacy did. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like, I have to keep wearing them down. But the massive loss of life in 1864 was just, when you look at those numbers, that's why people tend to think of him as a bloodthirsty general, because it's just like, dude, you're literally losing double the numbers. But it worked.
Speaking of the numbers of men,
you are on top.
I am on top. So I'm prepping for my comic book history class. I'm teaching that again this semester, second time around. So, but as I do, I like to kind of go through this one book that had came out last year, actually, and I use it as a resource. I listen to the audiobook, sometimes just as I'm driving, and pick up little tidbits. And there was a quote by Grant that was mentioned in there about Thomas Nast, who is a very early American cartoonist. He had done a lot of images with text, some a lot more developed. Like, we think of cartoons simplified down where, he had a lot more drawing developed and what have you. He is the, he popularized Uncle Sam. So he gets credited for creating Uncle Sam, even though there was Brother John. Brother Jonathan was like the predecessor to Uncle Sam. Anyway, Nast, though, Grant had said that no man had done more for recruitment than Nast because of his images that were circulated, and they were definitely pro-union. He also characterized, or so the things that are credited to him are Uncle Sam, Santa Claus, our version of Santa Claus, the American version, without the red coat, because that comes later with Coca-Cola.
Right.
And at this point, they're not printing with color,
right?
As well as the donkey and the elephant. He created both of those. Although
gotcha.
they were in kind of the atmosphere, so he gets kind of credit for them, even though like there was an image with Jackson's head on a donkey that predates Nast's work. He's the one that kind of puts a donkey and elephant together in a cartoon at the time. So anyway, so interesting that he was like aided, I guess, like both Grant and Lincoln, like were like this dude right here, like we think about people and media today,
well, Grant and Lincoln
but media back then
too.
was very slimmed down. You only had newspapers and what people were to publish, and so you didn't have photographs and images as much.
Didn't have like Facebook.
You really didn't. Yeah, there was it's like you got it in on the paper and that was it.
Because I've always said, I go, if you had social media back then, Lincoln never gets a second term.
Oh, that's the way tons of stuff. I mean, you can say that about
because
FDR.
Of the violence.
Yeah, the violence, and I mean, even the photographs, that you see from the people, they're so bad.
Yeah,
but it's like, is that people have said that it was on a TV show. We're talking about that, or it could have been the American President movie with Michael Douglas. We're talking about that. FDR would have never been elected because people would never. Maybe today, but in that period, no one would vote for a person in a wheelchair because they would just see it as weakness, probably.
Yeah.
Same as like women, even 20 years ago, or it's like there's just things that people didn't do, but now we're like, why wouldn't they?
We never look that way. No. It's like Bill Burr always says about slavery. I wouldn't have done it. No, bullshit.
Right.
But I was thinking when I was watching with Grant, because Grant, actually wasn't. He doesn't. He was an intelligent guy. He was well read. He was. He went to West Point. All this different stuff. I started thinking, okay, how many presidents do we have? Have we had because of war? How many presidents have been elected? If there would have been no Civil War, there is no.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
There is no Grant president.
Well, we don't have Washington.
Again, we don't have Washington without Civil War.
It's a name. It's anyone who's famous. Like, people will rally behind you because you're.
Yes, because of a war here. It used to be. I don't think it's that way as much anymore. But like Eisenhower doesn't become president without the war. So
right. I mean, he's the last one, really, because you're not going to vote for.
George W. Bush flew plane.
The CIA elected him, but
the dad.
The dad. Yeah, the dad. He was a World War II fighter. Yeah.
That shot.
So I mean, I would say that he probably, because Bill didn't. So
yeah.
And
well, I'm saying, but he didn't campaign, or he wasn't known for. I mean, yes, he did do that, but like Eisenhower or Grant or Jackson, or they were generals. Like people were like, "Oh, this is General Grant. We're voting for General Grant." Whereas in the first Bush, he was the vice president for Reagan. He was the
CIA director.
Yeah, like he had other stuff he was running on, and he also had run in the 80 election and I think 76 too. So he had been running for several.
I mean,
voodoo economic.
Probably the last war hero that we had that ran was B. McCain. So now some people wouldn't vote for him because they'd say that he was a loser. But
gotcha.
And they're still saying it. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude.
So the fact that anybody would be a prisoner of war, and do that for their country, like,
yeah.
That's what else? What else can you do?
I mean, it destroyed it. I mean, his physical health. I mean, he was there for it. I mean, and that wasn't I know that was not a walk in the park. That was not a vacation.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was they did not treat American prisoners very well. So,
my great uncle, so not my grandpa, but his twin brother, was a POW in World War II. So he was part of the. I'm trying to remember what campaign he was part of.
North Africa, Italy.
No, France. he was on one of the beaches. So
I mean, is it in the Pacific or the Europe?
Europe, yeah. So he was captured, like his troop was captured by Germans, and then he was in a POW German prison, and then was fed basically like potato skins. Like basically you just get the scraps, which gives you the shits. And so, he had horrible what it did to his body later in life, just that suffering. He had horrible teeth, like fought that his whole life. Would never eat potatoes again, by the way. They were freed by Russians, and from what I remember hearing about, there was a female commander of the Russian unit that came through, and he said that she was hell on wheels.
Yeah, the women, and that's something I think we brought that. At least I brought it up. Like
I may have talked about my
like there's a movie that I'm actually surprised that in today's age, with so many people who want to make positive women's stories, like some of the most fierce pilots of World War II were a Russian women all squadron, and they were called like the night devils or night witches or something like that. And it's really
Night Sisters.
I know I wanted to say Night Sisters, but it wasn't.
Well, that Netflix special I haven't finished yet, but it's colorized. It says it's from the front lines or whatever. They do talk about the Russian commanders and all the medals. They show one girl. I mean, I don't know what the medals are, but she just is covered with medals. So,
well, about a year ago, someone in France had bought my great uncle's dog tags, and he contacted me through Ancestry because he saw that I was related. So I was in touch with, and so it was part of a showing or at a museum or a gallery where they kind of were putting it together. So I was getting him a photo of my grandfather, or my great uncle. So, or grand uncle. Cool. I don't know how you, but they were twins. So, and when he was rescued, he weighed like 80 some pounds. Jesus. Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
That's something. So, I think Jack's been like, but if you go to Normandy, there's all kinds of little shops where you can buy stuff that people have found all over the grounds. And
I think he was in Omaha, right?
Okay. Omaha and Utah were the American beaches.
Utah, that was it. It was Utah. So I knew it started with a vowel. So, but he was part of the Utah beach, but. Yeah, war.
Yeah, again, if you can disagree with McCain's politics, but you cannot bash his service.
I mean, it's his own party, people in his own party that bashed him and have shit on him for being a POW. I mean, it's just horrible.
Well, it starts with Trump.
Well, yeah, okay. I actually want to put a name to it.
I think Bush. Second Bush did him worse than Trump did, because I mean, really, McCain was gonna win the nomination in 2000.
I don't know.
It's one of those. Yeah.
You can't. That was that was
legacy.
That was politics, but just especially when you. I mean, I'm not saying you have to serve, but if you don't serve, and you're bashing someone that did, who was, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
Wow.
It's interesting. I actually had a friend of mine who interned. I can't remember who it was for, but it was for that primary when it was Bush against McCain and Bush won. And I can't remember if she worked for Bush or if she worked for McCain, but there was a time during that primary where they were like, hey, we're not going to make any more attack ads against each other. We're going to have a truce essentially. And she was instructed to make one.
Yeah, of course.
Right. And the other side found out about it. And they fucking held her in her hotel room. Like they held her prisoner essentially in a hotel room for the whole thing to get smoothed over. She wasn't allowed to leave. Like the opposing, I can't remember who she worked for. She worked for McCain or she worked for Bush, but the opposing team fucking imprisoned her. And it was like a thing. Like it was. She was like, what do I do?
The opposing people.
Yeah, they found out and they held her in a hotel room and wouldn't let her leave until they sorted the whole thing out. It never came out in the press because obviously it got sorted out. But there was some shady shit going on during that election.
Yeah, House of Cards.
Right. It's pretty. I mean, you look at any between.
But imagine if we had
Clinton
gotten
and Obama
as opposed to Bush and 9/11 happened, right? So that would have been a different. That would have been a different.
We probably wouldn't have gone to Iraq for sure.
Probably not.
Yeah,
still probably would have gone to Afghanistan. Yeah,
Afghanistan probably.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we wouldn't have had the Iraq War. So,
I don't think so.
Yeah, weapons of mass destruction, everyone.
Well,
there's a lot of those presidential what if this or what if that, but
that's also the CIA was all fucked up too. That I shouldn't say that out loud. That was Chris said that. It wasn't me.
They'll never find him in
that wasn't me.
But there's just misinformation. It's like, okay, you're buying information from people that they have no reason to tell the truth, but you're going to give me money. Sure. Okay. Yeah. We have.
I was going to mention another show. Have you guys watched Monarch yet? It's really good.
No. I don't think so.
What channel is that on?
It's another Apple show. It's with Kirk Douglas. Kirk
Russell. No. Yeah, I did. I was like,
it's basically about the.
I think I watched the first.
What is it? Michael Douglas?
It's Godzilla.
No, it's Godzilla. It's kind of like it's it's Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell
is Godzilla.
He's Godzilla. Yeah, he morphs and he's just but he still has the glorious mullet. It's great.
Yeah, it's animation.
Yeah. No, it's
also a musical.
It's kind of.
What the fuck show is it?
It's actually 3D too.
They did everything,
but it's in black and white.
Well, but with a VR headset.
It's good. It kind of skips around time a little bit.
It does
different casts, but it is a very good show. I made my dad watch it, and I was
time
shocked.
travel.
He was no, it's not time. He was sucked into. He loved it. I was like, oh my god, I'm shocked.
So it's called Monarch.
Legacy of Monsters.
I think when Nick and I talked about it last time in November, I mentioned that it's very Lostian in some ways. In some ways, not like.
Okay, now I remember you guys talking about this.
Yeah. I mean, I realized after last week's episode that you guys don't listen to me because it was nice. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because Jay's talking about Godzilla -1, and then all y'all are just crickets after I talked about it for 2 weeks straight.
No,
Matt was the only one that was like, I think Nick's talked about that.
Yeah.
I jokingly said Nick hated it.
No, yeah, I didn't. I loved it. So
I know. I said I'm just joking. Nick liked it.
I wasn't going to shit on Jay.
Go apologize.
Do his little,
I wasn't here, Nick, so you can't blame me.
I was on TikTok while we were doing the show.
Yeah,
he was too busy. He was too busy looking at Elizabeth Hurley photos.
Oh my god,
you're as bad as my students. I told my students, I was like, hey, don't be on TikTok while you're don't be on social media. I was like, you're taking this class.
Hey, I'm watching this guy Everyday Inventors. Is that okay?
Yeah. I mean, it should. I know if I was especially a 12 through K through 12 teacher, it would be one of my policies. As soon as you walk in this classroom, the phones are going in this bucket or whatever.
Well, so they started that policy at my daughter's high school as they came back from break. Your phone has to go, and she just keeps her phone on silent and in her backpack. But then she's just like, I didn't bring my phone.
Yeah, that's fine too. But
the one thing that she misses out though with having she just keeps her phone in her bag the whole time. Basically, doesn't bring it out. Kind of there for emergency. But the one thing that she misses is music. And so she actually got an MP3 player.
Oh.
Just a little tiny MP3 player like an iPod. But it can play music. and she has worked the system. So it's like, well, I don't have my cell phone, but I'm listening to this.
Nice.
Yeah. Because some of her classes are basically like a study hall, and she can like have her earbuds in and listen, but you know, it's like her her way around the. So
speaking of MP3
Beating the
players,
man.
so my dad and mom do not know how to back up their phones whatsoever, and they refuse to do it because they don't want to learn how to do it. And so probably
I'm the same way.
8 years ago, I got an iPod Classic, and I put just a shit ton of music I knew they would love on this iPod Classic. And then they've got this, the old docking station, and they played on this old speakers. They're out the swimming pool and all this stuff, and they love it. But then Dad's like, I really want to get like a really modern like Bluetooth speaker that I can take out by the pool with me. And I'm like, he said, but I still want to use the old iPod. I'm like, it's like, oh. And so like that's what I did for 2 days in the break was like, how do I take an old docking station and then get something to where I can make it Bluetooth to go to this speaker? And it's just like, this is such a simple process if you just buy modern shit. Like,
that's true.
I got to be honest, I'm the same way.
We have Google speakers through the house.
I don't capitalize things,
and we use Spotify a lot of times. And I prefer Apple Music personally. Like I'm not paid. I don't work for them or anything, but I like my Apple Music account.
Yeah, you're not a sellout.
But my wife likes to do the Spotify, so sometimes we can just say, "Hey, G, whatever," and then you can tell it to play this. Sometimes Spotify doesn't have songs that you like, and sometimes you're arguing with it, and you're just like standing there, like yelling at it, like, "No, play this fucking album." But I do love the feature of being able to kind of hear music throughout the house. Yeah. Like going from one room to the next and being able to hear the same jams.
It is frustrating because we have Alexa, and she sometimes, man.
But having like I told you, like with
one of these times, Alexa, I'm sorry, I can't.
I have the Sonos system throughout the house, and I love that thing.
What do you have?
Sonos, and so
Sonos,
yeah. It
sounds like something from Marvel. Is this one of those Marvel things?
Sonos. Sonos. And
Sonos.
Basically,
is that the Russian version of the iPod?
How'd you know? But yeah, you look it up to your internet, and then it will just.
Does your dad have it?
No, he could never figure that out.
But once you get it, you can't get rid of it.
Basically, it's you. I have it connected to my phone, so whatever I play from my phone, it'll probably it will drive a drop down menu of what speakers throughout the house do I want it to play through.
Yes.
And I can turn on the whole house, or I can just do it in the laundry room or the or living room or whatever.
I think I can do that with my Apple Music, but I'm just too. Like sometimes like with tech, I'm like, I've got it this far. Is that not good enough? Like I'm just too fucking lazy.
I get frustrated because sometimes I'll tell Alexa to play this song, and then it starts playing upstairs. I go, I'm literally 3 feet away from the main. I go,
there usually is a sensor setting on.
Is it?
There's a sensor setting that you can put on the speakers, so some of the speakers might be more sensitive, and that's why it's picking.
Well, then you can't. I'm sure you can pick up, but then I have to walk all the way upstairs to get to shut up. I go, oh, come on, how? Frustrates me. But I did get my grandkids hooked on Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Oh, nice.
Now, it's funny is because years ago I thought the song was Pretty Coy for a White Boy.
What?
I was convinced that was how it went.
Huh?
And we played it. I went, well, where's it say Pretty Coy for a White Boy? But I don't know where I got that. Might have been drinking one night.
For the longest time, my Wi-Fi network was called Pretty Fly for a Wi-Fi.
I remember you telling us that.
That's But yeah, they think it's the greatest song in the world. The two youngest ones.
All the girlies say he's pretty fine for a white guy.
Oh, give it to me, baby. It's one of those songs where they just, in the morning, I got the two, I got the 18-month, 16-month-old, whatever it is, and the 9-month-old. Their high chairs like this. Got the
you got to make it fun for yourself too. So the fact
let's go. And then they start bopping their heads. I told you when my wife came. I don't think Chris was here, but when my wife came and changed the music to Christmas music, and we're like going,
oh yeah,
and they all like one. And then Hayden, the 4-year-old, went up and changed the song.
yeah, Chris, you weren't here for that, but yeah,
You weren't here for. You said
he
I'm not coming.
He was rocking out to Van Halen, right?
It was Van Halen, yeah.
Yeah. And Cindy came home and was just like, "No, we're putting on Christmas music," and it's basically that like
Perry Como,
like, slow down. The kids were all mad because it just
and they're like going,
"Rock vibe was killed." Johnny Mathis.
Yeah, Johnny Mathis, but he was good in the day. But
Glenn Campbell,
Lou Rawls, Andy Williams,
Bing Crosby, of course.
Perry Como, Perry Como. I'm sorry.
Perry Como also sounds like it could be a VD. So
it does.
Hey, I got the Como, man.
SCTV had one of the funniest sketches ever, but I don't know why it's funny now. But it was Perry Como special, Barely Alive. It was just a guy dressed up as Perry Como, and he's just like laying on the ground.
SCTV is
and the whole time he's just they different scene. You know how those specials were back then.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
he's laying on the ground.
I'm almost positive I've seen this too.
Yeah, it was probably Eugene Levy, I think was. No, it was the other. Maybe the other.
Well, Rick Moranis, Eugene Levy,
the tall guy. It was a tall, skinny guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can see his name too. Fuck.
Anyway,
okay, I'll look it up. But
I did have something funny happen to me. Well, not funny, but we were at Target today.
You fell down some stairs.
I did fall down some stairs.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
No. It wasn't what it was, but I did fall downstairs this week.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that.
I'm walking down the stairs. Look, I didn't have a grandkid with me, and our cat doesn't move. I forgot he was there. I stepped on him.
Fucking cats, dude.
They're just trying to kill us all.
Halfway down I go boom, 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 and I hit the bot. We have a gate at the bottom, and my both feet hit the gate. And I'm like laying there, I go, and I have a bad back anyway. And I'm like, I can't. And so Hayden goes, he starts laughing. He thinks it's funny. And then Ava goes, it's not funny. Because I had 6 kids on this week. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think I had 6 kids. I had all the kids there. But the older 2, Jay's kids weren't here yet. And I'm laying, and she goes, Papa, are you okay? I go, yeah, just give me a second. My feet were all bruised and beaten up, and my toe was all jammed. So yes, I did fall down the stairs. Thank you.
I'm really sorry that I didn't mean.
And then later on, I'm feeding the youngest one, and I have it on video. The chair I'm sitting in, I moved the chair out of the way, go do something. I come back to go sit in the chair, and I fall down on my ass because the chair's not there. I'm the one that moved the chair. So yeah, when you get, I have the video. I could probably send it to you guys if you want.
Was it Joe Flattery?
Yeah, it might have been him. Yes, you have a picture of him. Yes, yeah, that could be who it was. That's who I'm thinking about.
It's like Pee-wee Herman from here.
Yeah. Fuck. What is he? He's in shit.
He's in
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, he is in Happy Gilmore.
Yes, he plays the the guy that doesn't like.
Here's another SCTV picture. I wish I could get it closer, but I don't know if you noticed, but I have a different camera today.
Yes,
I just keep looking at your mic.
Had her headshot.
Yeah.
What's that?
I just keep looking at your
headshot.
Oh.
Well, I have a nicer camera.
Oh.
So
I keep looking at the colorful microphone. At least that's what I assume it is.
That was last week.
Yeah, this was I talked about this last week, but I have a new microphone. This was a Christmas present.
Oh,
it's like the 70s
year.
It's like the 60s and 70s. You know, like it's a lava lamp type thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It just kind of like cycles through these different colors. So, no, I needed an update on my camera, and I've been photographing a lot of artwork, cataloging a lot of stuff.
You on top?
What's up? What'd you say?
I said you on top.
Most of the time. So
you're not giving up that top spot, right?
I don't know how that relates to cataloging artwork, but
you said you got a new camera and a new mic, so I just was
so now you're not into
making art.
No, I'm not.
He's saying you're making porn with your new camera set up. No. You just translate it for you, bud.
Everyday inventors now become Pornhub.
It's a Pornhub wing. yeah, that'd be really sad and depressing.
OnlyFans.
No, I got the camera for both, but it has this ability to be a streaming. I can use it for streaming as well as, but it's a Canon EOS R6.
So it's a big camera then. Nice.
It's a big camera. The sensor on it is much larger. It's an upgrade from what I had as my old camera. And technology, as my uncle once said, is like dog years. So if you have something if you have something that's 10 years old, it's basically ancient.
It's like even my Mac little desktop that I have here. I mean, Chris helped me get that 2017. And like. And I'm already at the point now. I'm like, fuck, I need to get a new computer soon. Right. I'm getting on up there.
It does, yeah.
I am so tempted to jump into the AR, VR world with the Vision Pro goggles that are coming out soon. I might do it.
I only want to get them because I want to play some PS5 games with VR. But
you can't do that yet.
There's something with my new camera that I can do VR with.
VR. The Squadrons for PS5 was designed to do VR in.
Oh no, I'm talking about the PlayStation VR thing. Yeah. I'm talking about the new.
I know you're talking about better. Yeah,
coming out in 2.5 weeks. $3,500.
30.
Wow,
it's probably pretty cool. Is that where you can get your own town and your own become?
Wow.
Imagine what the porn would be like. Watch with that thing. I did want to mention just really briefly, we were talking about cats and I think of Legos or something, but like, I don't know if you guys, I've only seen it one time, but it's probably watching that video is the reason why I'll never have a cat. And it was like, a cat up on my shelf here that's like way high. Like I had all his Legos like across, and somehow those fucking cats get up there. Like, how's a cat get up there? But it did, and it just proceeds to knock every Lego off the shelf, and then you see them hitting the floor and just shattering and all these. It's like just sorting through all those bricks to get them in the right side. That would be a dead cat.
Like I said, the cat's not mine. It's Cindy's, and I did tell her. I said, "You're lucky the cat ran away because you would have lost a cat today." I was so pissed. I was like going, because I was even holding on to the railing walking down. And I go, fucking goddamn cat. I was pissed.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to you again.
Well, I always give my wife crap for not, because she doesn't look down and stuff like that. She even got mad at me during we were going to Zach's ukulele recital at some mall at night, and I said, hey, slow down, there's a car coming. She goes, I saw the car. I go, well, if it would have hit you, who would you blame? Me. I go, I just didn't. I'm just paying attention because I pay attention, you don't. So of course, after she sees the video of me falling and then stepping on, she goes, what the hell's your problem?
That you paid attention.
I go, I don't know. Maybe. But the start of this story was I was at Target.
And you fell down some stairs.
I fell down some stairs. There's no stairs at Target, so
that's what I was confused by.
Okay,
I've seen stairs at Targets before.
Really?
Just let them
urban Targets. Yeah,
urban Target. Think about the one that goes to the
urban Targets
has stairs.
Really?
Yeah, there's 2 floors
in Target.
In the Target we go to every year in San Diego has 2 floors, and it has.
Do they?
Yeah,
I've only been to the first floor.
Oh, yeah, it has 2 floors.
I don't. Hey, wait.
One escalator, and then
I don't go there every year.
Oh, well, I do. Because I have that's right, because you don't go to In-N-Out with us. Yeah. So on the In-N-Out trip, we go to In-N-Out first, and then we walk over to Target.
Well, you didn't come this year, so
I would love to go to a 2-floor Target. That just sounds like super bougie.
There's one in Chicago. I've been to one in Chicago for sure.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know I was in one that had one, so I just don't pay attention.
Washington D.C.
Washington D.C. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway. So now the story's just going to suck. But
okay, so you're on the first floor of the Target.
I'm on the first floor of the Target because it's a Nightdale, and so it's not a hip town, but it's booming though. It's getting all kinds of. They just got a Panera, so there you go.
Sip club, baby. Let's go.
Needs a Cracker Barrel. Yeah, there's no strip club in Nightdale. No,
there's no strip clubs in Cracker Barrels.
Club. It's the Sip Club from Panera Bread. You pay $3 a month, you get unlimited drinks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, okay. I didn't know
What
that was the thing.
I'm legitimate service. You pay like I think it's like $3.99 a month, and you get unlimited beverages.
Any kind of beverage?
Yeah, coffee,
Really?
soda.
Really?
Okay, so you
Everything.
just walk in and show your membership, get a cup, and go.
You tap
Country
your number
Time
on the
Lemonade.
screen,
You're like
grab a cup
Kramer,
and go.
right? So you got
Just what if there was a strip club and a Cracker Barrel together? Like,
Well, they do allow
how-
alcohol now, and
yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I've
just
had a couple of their drinks.
So it's a slippery slope, like once you get the alcohol, the boobs
It's
start
just
popping
like-
out. You should
Okay,
be those
I've
pancakes, maybe.
I've been to Cracker Barrel. Let's keep the boobs in. I'm just saying. I
it's
gotta
like
eat.
Hey,
I gotta eat.
some people like to roll that way. I'm just saying.
All right, now
You got the star system on their aprons. It's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
They're rolling in their
guys.
syrup, maybe.
I know I've mentioned this on a podcast with Jack.
Crappy
probably-
cornbread though.
Probably 10
Yeah, the
years
cornbread
ago
is
or what
shit.
have you.
Yeah.
But I think a strip club joint that's also a breakfast bar could be called Hotcakes. Okay,
Yeah.
I've thought
Or
about
legs and
like-
eggs.
Hotcakes.
Legs and eggs.
Now,
Come on.
Okay, you're derailing, and I haven't even pitched my
No,
idea.
it's a better name.
what was Chris's name?
But
Legs and eggs. I gotta go.
Legs
with
and eggs.
okay,
Ooh.
but see, Hotcakes though has a specialty
Mm-hmm.
nipple butter pad that
Uh-huh.
comes on the cakes.
Okay, but can I throw?
And then
Can I throw a wrench? Wait, I'm gonna throw
Yeah,
a
the
wrench.
syrup would also be from KO and like.
I'm gonna throw a
powdered
wrench in
sugar.
Matt's name because what are pancakes known for?
being soggy and shitty.
No, what are they known? What are pancakes?
They're flat.
Flat.
There you go.
Okay,
Nobody's
but
gonna go to a
this
strip club with a thing
one
called hotcakes when you're thinking
this
flat.
one is it's got a specialty dome shaped hot cake
Mhm.
with a buttered nipple and KO powdered sugar
That's
syrup.
a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
but
It's-
if you're going for the name and people, hey, let's go to a strip club called Hotcakes.
But-
Hotcakes. I'm gonna shoot like
eggs and legs.
Okay.
legs and eggs.
Legs and eggs,
Fuck
yeah.
fuck you, Mike. Fuck you.
Thank you. It took me literally half a second to come up with that name.
Now you see why I don't invite you because Matt doesn't.
Poor guy wrote a fucking business model for it already.
I did.
He's got a business
And
proposition. Oh,
And I
fucking
really
sorry.
wanted it to be attached to the Cracker Barrel. I wanted there to be this.
All right, I got one better for you. Ready?
Weird
So what we'll
crossover.
do is we'll get a hair cutting place. So you dare call it a barbershop or a hair
Okay.
salon
Okay.
for men, right?
Okay, for
And
men.
this hair salon / barbershop is employed by beautiful women who are topless.
Okay,
So it's like a topless barbershop,
topless barbershop. I get it.
which you
I'm-
could have incorporated with your other place of business that you're mentioning. Maybe you get like a coupon.
Thank
book
God
for
they put that
you-
apron over you when you get your haircut.
But
Hairs and eggs.
the name of said establishment is a little off the top.
A little off the
Off the
top.
I got it. I got it.
Yep.
Got it, yeah.
Mhm.
Who wants to invest?
A little off the top.
A little off top.
I think that.
I like
I-
legs and eggs better.
Yeah.
But for every 5 haircuts you get a little off the top, you get a coupon for a free breakfast at Legs and Eggs.
Keep it trim.
Keep it trim.
At
But see, a
my-
little
Yeah,
off the
not
top
bad.
is
That seems like a lower half kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the little off the top. It makes sense because the servers have a little off the top.
Thank you.
So
Yeah, no, I get
Yeah.
that.
I got it. Yeah.
The dual meaning.
So
Has-
we're done. We're done with hotcakes. Hotcakes is not going to work, right?
Fuck you. It's being served at Legs and Eggs. And
I'm-
that's the
I'm
only way
just-
I'm investing in this business.
I will reserve a menu option for hotcakes at Legs and Eggs. How about that?
because I want the buttery nipple. That's it. Okay. It just goes with the cake.
What kind of butter? The
Matt,
creamy
ready?
butter?
Ready?
What butter?
Here's your name. Your name is the buttery fucking nipple. It's already a better name. Like that's your name.
Okay.
Don't you have a river by you that's called the Buttery Nipple?
No, that's
That's a
broad
shot too. You know.
Broad
nipple.
nipple.
Broad
Okay.
nipple. Broad nipple.
Okay.
So that's
Sticky
not by
buns.
me, by the way. That's like a 45-minute drive.
Wow,
from-
it's in the same
that's
state.
that's like Boston actually going to Boston. It's
Fair.
like,
So anyway,
Right in 45 minutes.
I'm in the single story Target today.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I forgot about.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
right about Target.
I'm just
Next to the Legs and Eggs strip club.
exactly. I'm thinking, God, I could go for some hotcakes right now, but
with a buttery nipple.
with a buttery nipple.
Slips and nips.
better head over to better head over to a little off the top and see where we can go.
I think this could all be in the same strip club too. It's like one, you've got the
Or you already got In and Out, right? So that could be
strip mall.
That's
Strip mall with
that's
strip
the
club.
champagne room is the In and Out.
In and Out.
Mm.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so the Target
So-
that's in the
look,
seedy part
so
of
I
the
picked-
neighborhood.
It's also by the come and go.
Coming. Oh,
Oh
It's a
yeah,
car wash?
I saw when I was in San Diego the other day. I was like,
Oh,
"What
wait,
the fuck
no,
does
it's-
that say?" Oh yeah, that's a come and go.
Come and go.
is Come and Go a gas station, right?
Yes, it's
Yes,
is.
I think I was 2-1 over the summer, but the car wash. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Car wash.
I actually bought a car wash membership for a 6-month membership today.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
were you
In the
high?
winter.
Was that high?
Just cheap.
No,
Don't know. I usually buy random shit when I'm high.
no. Well, I got the new car, so I wanted to make sure I preserve the paint.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jackson says, in Singapore they're called hotcakes. They were called hotcakes in the 80s too at McDonald's. I remember the little toy, that you got.
My dad always called them hotcakes.
Yeah, they were hotcakes.
Yeah.
I guess he liked buttery nipples. I don't know, but I was.
Just
Jack, do you want to finish your story?
Yeah. Hey guys.
Hey, do we have
You're
any emails, Nick?
We
Hey,
do have
Janice.
one. We do have one longer email. I want to let Jack finish his story. We can do him a solid. Let him
Come
finish.
on.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
really not that funny now because I look at it.
Ah.
It's not as funny as hotcakes. I mean, it's sexy as hotcakes. But anyway, so I'm standing in line and I pick up this Tic Tac thing and it says Sprite Tic Tacs. I go, huh?
Sprite flavored?
Yeah. I go, wow, I wonder if these would be any good. And a worker comes along and says, oh, those things are great. Those are like eating candy. Those are the best things.
Huh.
I love
Okay.
Sprite Tic Tac. I go, all right, you sold me. So I throw it in the basket.
Mhm.
So I get in the car and I put the things in. Oh my God, they taste like vomit. Tastes like vomit. I mean, I'm like going, I go, so he goes, what? I go, these things are gross. I go,
Wow.
I said, tastes like vomit. Doesn't taste anything like Sprite. I wanted to go back in and find her. Say, what the fuck is going on? She was on the second floor though. But no, so I'm telling you right now, go for the hotcakes because the Sprite, they were terrible. They were terrible.
They say the recipe for Sprite is lemon lime, but I tried to make it at home. There's more to it than that. I knew Chris would get it.
Lyman. Anyway, so I just so that's it. I just was
Man,
like,
I
she
wish
lied
he
to
was
me.
still around.
Don't you? I know.
Yeah.
Who?
Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Let me give me a second. I'll look up the email we got.
Yeah, Bill.
Oh
Maher.
yeah. Yeah. So I suppose we can't do a versus now. So
Why not?
just I don't know.
Less work for me.
I had an idea
Almost
for
11.
a big
Yeah.
versus.
Who? I think Chris won the last one.
I don't know.
I vote to move to next week with versus because it's already 11 o'clock.
There you go.
I had
It's
an
definitely
idea for a versus, like a 4-parter of like
A 4-parter. Jesus.
yeah, like
It's a
our
a saga.
own custom band. So like first round we pick who's gonna be our drummer. You
Uh-huh.
know, next one our bass player, then our
Okay.
lead singer, our electric.
We
guitar.
lost Neil
Mm.
Peart.
You know, and so
Yeah.
and then, so we all pick one, and then let
Right.
So
people
do we
vote.
and it gets selected before we move on to each round?
yeah, so,
Therefore,
like,
your
it's
pick
like-
for the next instrument is like
I like that.
impacted by the
Mhm.
prior pick.
Yeah, so like I would say, like whoever comes in first, for the first, like say we do bass players for the first one, whoever gets the first gets like 4 points, and then whoever comes in fourth gets 1 point, and then the next one we pick drummers or whatever, and then
So are
whoever
we-
has
are
most
we-
points
are
at
we
the end
voting?
wins. No, we don't vote. We just pick who we think in our fantasy band. Who's going to be our drummer? Who's going to be our bass player? Who's going to
Well,
be our?
can we have
they
a
vote
fifth
for-
one though? Can we
Yeah,
have a
fifth.
fifth one
Yeah.
where we have all of the band members together?
That'd be fine too. Yeah,
Can we have one
then-
with best cowbell?
yeah, that'd be percussionist.
But are the people voting? So when the people are voting, are they voting for? Okay, there's a section for bass player, a section for lead singer.
Well, so like we can debate this. Like, do you want to do it where they vote every week, or do you just want to do 4 weeks of picking and then have one ultimate pick with all 4 people?
I like.
Well, it's your idea. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm just proposing the idea.
I like the idea.
We're saying I do.
Okay.
Maybe next week we start this. Why don't we think about it, and we'll come back next week with this with that idea of the.
Let's ask the people that don't listen to us.
They can write in
their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
We should create a fake poll and post it on the and see what people say.
Can it just be a word? Like we each post a word.
Best TikTok.
That has nothing to do. I don't know. I'm not on Facebook. But
no, we did that one time, didn't we?
Did we?
Like just creating a random. We put something and we put.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did it like a month or 2 months ago. Yeah.
Favorite something. It was
favorite color, and it was all
favorite color.
Blue.
It was all shades of blue. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should legitimately put up a Facebook like a poll for a verses that we don't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Like a fake poll. Like we should just do that just to fuck with people.
I was thinking we each just have a word.
A word.
And the word is just like so random.
Oh, yeah. Mike says perfect fake poll. Legs and eggs are hotcakes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, but we don't say what it's for.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Just that.
Just that. What about a little off the top?
A little off the top. Yeah.
So it's a three poll.
Well, it's gotta be four.
Target.
Second.
I don't know. We didn't have a fourth
stories.
The poll.
The poll.
The poll slips in there.
The poll. There you go. Okay.
So random.
Perfect. Naming shit. I like to name shit.
All right,
you do.
So I'll do fake poll. Okay. So fake poll will be.
I wonder if, like in a previous life, like a writer.
I can't believe you left out. Wait, I can't really complain because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay.
How did you forget this one? I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Hotcakes. And then what was the third one?
The poll.
The poll? Wait, so we got legs and eggs, hotcakes.
Off the top.
Off the top.
A little off the top.
A little off the top.
What if we did smoked sausage?
Miami Mike also had keep it trim, which we could throw.
Oh, yeah. No, not the poll, but keep it trim.
Yeah.
Keep the trim. Yeah, okay.
Keep it trim.
No, keep it trim.
Keep it trim. Okay.
We actually had a lot of suggestions from because Matt K said nips and snips, and Miami Mike said sticky buns.
Oh, sticky bun.
Let's keep it with keep it trim because then we have a haircut salon kind of rivalry going on there.
And no one's gonna know, and someone's gonna complain about not including something.
I just put like a blank, no description at all.
Which week's versus?
But which one?
Which
one? Pick which one?
Which one? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. And thanks for all the listeners that join us live that get to be in on the know because you can vote for what you prefer, and you'll actually know. We'll have like 10 people that vote.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It could be interesting.
How could you pick sticky buns or whatever it is?
You're all wrong. I can't believe you didn't think about this. What's the most obvious pick?
Yeah.
Legs and eggs for life, man.
Again, if you're not listening and you're complaining, come on.
I'm not hearing you.
And if you get a tattoo that says legs and eggs, send us a picture.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where it's at.
Yeah.
And who you are.
Hopefully it's just below the buttery nipple. Nick, did you have an email for us?
I do have an email. It's a little bit of a long one with some questions.
So great. Did you just hear Chris? He wants to wrap this thing up.
That's all right. Listeners come first.
Keep it true. Hi, Jack, Matt, and Chris, and welcome back, Nick.
Hello.
Here is a quick 3-question quiz for Jack. Specifically, I like to call Stumping Jack G.
Oh,
Stumping Jack G. If people at home want to play along, we'll call it "Are You Smarter Than a Baby Boomer?"
Ooh,
just don't call it hotcakes.
Okay, one easy question, one moderately difficult question, and the third comes with a clue if needed.
I was told there'd be no math.
Good luck, Jack. Yes. All right. Question 1.
Okay, I like this.
So supposedly Matt and Chris can answer. Only if Jack does not get it. First.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Do I have a lifeline?
No.
Okay. Can't call a friend. Well, I don't have any friends.
This isn't how to be.
We're all here, Jack.
Okay. Question one.
My friends are all here.
Question one.
True.
I assume
the rest of them are sleeping. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I assume this is the easy one. Question one. According to the Beach Boys, the song California Girls, which area of the country would you find the girls knowing for their kissing?
Oh, that's totally girls? Fucking with me. Exactly. I'm trying to figure it out too.
Everybody's singing it to themselves. Yes, it is the Northern Girls. And the Northern Girls, with the way they kiss, they keep their boyfriends warm at night.
I had to sing it.
Yeah.
They're also really high.
Jack's 1 for 1
up there.
All right. Question 2. Most football fans felt Jamar Chase of the Bengals had the best chance to be the first rookie to win a Super Bowl MVP. He didn't. And there still hasn't been a rookie MVP yet. According to NFL.com, 2 people are tied for the least number of National Football League regular season starts before winning a Super Bowl MVP. Name just one.
Okay, there's 2 players that have been in the Super Bowl and been named Super Bowl MVP. Is that what she said? That they're saying?
You want me to reread the question?
What she's saying is the person who has the fewest games played in NFL prior to winning the Super Bowl and getting the MVP.
So, the fewest games played,
right? Not in a season.
Yeah, I think just total.
Total.
And they won a Super Bowl. Kurt Warner.
It is not Kurt Warner.
Tom Brady.
It is not Tom Brady.
Really?
Well, he didn't play that many games. Earl Morrall? No, that's what I'm talking about.
Wait, did Tom win the MVP in the first Super Bowl he won? He probably didn't win it. I don't even know.
Super Bowl MVP. Okay, let's say boom, 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 boom. Joe Namath?
That is one of them.
Okay. Oh,
wow.
Okay, so I'll read the answer to that one first. While the merger between the AFL and the NFL was agreed upon in 1966, it didn't officially happen until the 1970 season. Yeah. Joe Namath, MVP Super Bowl III.
All right, so
how many games did he play?
You didn't say that part.
I mean, I think the most important part of the question.
No.
remember back then too. They only played 12 games. They didn't play 14 games, 17 games. So it was less games. Had to be some obscure guy I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, it's a person I'd never heard of. So.
Huh. Okay. Pete.
John.
First name John. Last name.
First name is John
Roethlisberger.
John Roethlisberger?
I don't.
Yeah, it's his dad.
I got one that counts.
Yeah, that's true. You only need to get one. Okay, so in the second one is Lynn Dawson.
Lynn Dawson.
Yeah,
you never heard of Lynn Dawson?
No.
He's a Super Bowl IV, right?
Super Bowl IV, yep. For MVP for Super Bowl IV, did not play in the NFL until September of 1970, and so had 0 NFL starts before winning the MVP.
Wow!
Holy shit!
Wow. Yeah, he was he's a Hall of Fame. He just recently passed away. He used to host the remember HBO had the I mean they may still have it was a football recap and they did their picks.
Yeah, with Brian Gumbel
it was with Nick Bonacani at first, but yeah, Lynn Dawson is a great player for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. Yeah, I mean
AFL.
It was 50 years ago.
The old San Diego Chargers.
All right. This person probably has you figured out, Jack. So they wrote also in parentheses, just in case. Jack might claim that the first few games were not called Super Bowl, but the 1969 Colts game was in fact first promoted as the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Also, NFL historical lists begin with Super Bowl I, Packers versus Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs. Anyway.
Then Raiders versus Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 3.
Oh, I thought that was a question. Okay.
Oh, no. It was just a comment they made. Okay.
Up with people.
Well, it also aired on 2 networks. It's the first Super Bowl.
Okay.
Because there was people like a Super Bowl. Who cares?
It was also on at 9 a.m. Bullshitting. I don't know.
This is actually a neat. The question 3 is pretty neat because it kind of somewhat goes back to what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Question 3: 31 U.S. presidents have
John
served.
McCain.
Yeah, how'd you know? Wow. U.S. presidents have served in some form of a military unit, from county militias and regiments, state militias, the Union Army, and the U.S. military branches, including the reserves or National Guard. Of the 31, 30 became officers ranging from captains to the generals of the armies. Name the one president that was never an officer.
Of the list of 31 that served.
Yeah, this one does come.
Oh,
What does this have to do with football?
No, we were talking about generals and
No,
presidents.
I
right.
know.
There is a clue if needed.
Okay, so there's 31 of the 31 presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Only
I'd say
of the 31
that served.
that served
one
in the
wasn't
military. Which one was not an officer?
an officer.
There were, and none of them were gentlemen. So
Yes,
just
true.
get that out of your mind.
None were gentlemen.
3 presidents.
They were bottoms.
They were not an officer?
So they're
Yes.
just like a private. Or
Yeah, exactly. A private through master sergeant. Yeah.
So they were lower than an officer.
Yeah, they were a non-commissioned officer. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clue, if
Okay.
needed.
Give me a clue.
He was the only president from Jack's home state of Pennsylvania.
Oh, is it Harrison?
It's not Harrison.
Not Harrison.
That's Indiana.
Harrison.
He's often considered to be one of the worst presidents in history.
Buchanan.
There you go. It is James Buchanan.
Okay.
Oh,
For president from 1857 to 1861, served as a private in the Pennsylvania militia. He was also
Hey, at least he didn't have a bone spur or asthma.
Well, it might have been better if he did.
Yeah. He was also the only one to remain a lifelong bachelor.
So that's
gay.
Yeah.
Definitely gay.
That explains it.
So.
Interesting note: George Washington and Ulysses S. Grant, or J. Grant, maybe Jay would. I thought Jack would get that. Were posthumously. I never said that word right.
Posthumously.
Posthumously. Yeah, thank you. Posthumously. It's one of those words you just can't ever say right. Promoted to the highest rank, General of the Armies, while Dwight Eisenhower was one rank below them at General of the Army.
Oh.
Wait, was there another fucking question?
No, that's it. I was just reading extra stuff. That was from Dennis.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, Dennis.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Dennis.
Nice
And are
challenging
you
list of
smarter
questions.
than a boomer? I get it, because those were all
Smarter than a
related.
boomer.
A boomer.
I should have got. I be honest with you. I should have got. Once I got Namath, I should have got Len Dawson. Lenny D. I was going through the Super Bowls. I for some reason I skipped the 4th one, went right to the 5th one. I was like, okay. I was thinking the old Dolphins teams, and
Ray Finkel, great player.
Finkel and Einhorn. Finkel and Einhorn.
Well, gentlemen, it's been fun. I was looking forward to hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
And I
I
was
know.
like, sometimes it's kind of
Good
one
to
of those.
see you all.
Yeah, it's
Again, you're
sometimes
my
it's
only
my guy
friend.
time. I don't- So, what did you say? Were you just shitting on me?
No, I said I enjoy it. You're my only friend.
Aw.
No.
To think I
You're
mentioned the falling down the stairs joke earlier. Jeez.
Well, it happened. I mean,
I know. It was weird that I pulled that out of the ether, but I'm
still
glad
wanna
you're
kill the
okay.
cat. And you know what? After all that, me screaming at him, he still will sit on the stairs and not move.
Little bastard.
He just doesn't. His fat ass just sits there.
Speaking
on,
of the
Jay.
cat and Nick, and just real quick, because we didn't get a chance to talk to Nick about his Christmas presents. Did you get any cool Lego sets or anything?
I did not get one gift.
What?
This is the 3rd or 4th year in a row, Matt. I don't get gifts hardly.
Yeah, I don't think I got any gifts either.
Yeah,
I forgot to. Last
even
week
for
you said
yourself?
cool gift.
I bought myself a car.
I mean, 2023 was a rough year for me because of all
Jack's
the.
like, look at my kid's artwork.
I thought it was Jerry Garcia's hand for a second, but he's got 4 fingers. Oh yeah, I was actually quite pleased to hear you say it last week, Chris, about the Dead Company at Vegas.
That's
that'd be cool.
Likely happening.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Shit, what were we saying before that?
Gifts. You didn't get anything.
Oh
Gifts,
yeah, no, I
Christmas
didn't
gifts.
get like 2023 was a hard year for me money wise because of just all the house repairs and stuff like that. I last set. I did buy that little promotional set they just released. That's the little hot dog stand car.
Oh yeah,
I got that.
Okay.
Zach finished the Titanic.
Oh yeah,
Did he really?
Really?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It doesn't float though. That's the
You got a picture of it?
No, I remember Jay talking
No,
about.
he listened to the podcast.
No, he's saying he was building it at the time. He hadn't finished it yet.
Yeah, he said he was 2 boxes out of the 3.
Zach keeps going, yeah, my mom took a picture of it and sent it. I go, well, she didn't send it to us.
No.
I don't know if you remembered, but I mentioned the Indiana Jones airplane set, Nick.
I have that one.
Yeah, that's a fun little set. I liked that as a build.
There's actually I have it saved somewhere. There's a modification to it that makes total sense about the wheels. And like you replace like 2 bricks and put 2 of those in. That way they can fold under. And
okay.
And it's like, that makes it's a lot cooler set when you do it that way.
Yeah, because the wheels are locked into place, and that kind of
they go round and round.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Okay.
On the bus go round and round. Anyway, yeah, but
Yes.
I didn't get like
Chris got himself a car.
I don't think I got anything. My parents gave me like $100 for my birthday, and that's the only thing I got, I think.
Aw,
Yeah.
They didn't give you $100 for Christmas?
No.
Not even
Like I said, like they
$50? They were like,
Did
buy
I tell you
yourself
about
a
my lock sound on my car? Did I talk about that last week?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
No.
So,
Oh,
okay, never
you
mind.
did?
No,
Yeah.
no, you had a fart
It
sound or
plays
something with your son.
Oh, yeah. No, so like you actually can play the cucaracha for the horn.
Nice.
But so in the recent update for the car, it allowed us to like load up any sound that we want for like, so when you walk away, like your car makes the locking sound, like like the old or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So now whenever I walk away from my car, this plays and it just makes me laugh every time. Hold on.
For everyone out there, that's a transformer sound.
Does it get I didn't know it was a
awesome.
transformer sound. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a transforming of a transformer. I was thinking about putting like the intro, like the first like 5-second intro theme to the Pornhub theme song to see if I can get people to like how many people would recognize and be like, huh?
Guy's walking with his
You
wife.
definitely get some. You definitely get some little smiles too.
Delete.
Dude like, oh my god, delete.
Clear history.
What are you doing? Oh, nothing.
Or see how many women turn around in front of their husbands and say, "Where'd that come from?"
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
No, that's cool. So any sound you can just put on there?
Yeah. So what you do? So in the glove compartment or the car, there's a what do you call it? A USB drive that you put in there, USB stick, because it's what the Sentry Cam will record all the videos and put into a USB drive.
Huh.
But if you can now put in there, if you put in like whatever any sound file you want, as long as you make it a .wav file, and you have to like name it like lock chime with a capital L, capital C .wave. So you plug that in. So when you go into the settings of the car, you tap on lock sounds and then just select the USB drive, and it'll just play it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's cool.
It has to be in a wave format.
Yeah, I mean, but you can just, I mean, with today's computing, you can just take like an MP3 and just change it to .wave and automatically converts itself.
It's just the opening notes of Sanford and Son. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just anything. Yeah. You can't help but not keep going with that. Like you hear those first couple notes and you're like, oh, I'm finishing this fucking.
You know
So-
what would piss people off though if it was the new Burger King commercial song. It was like Whopper, dude.
I don't know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
BK, have it your way.
I should see you guys. There's a good one that I saw today where it was like the title was unreleased Nirvana song just now found, and it shows like a guy at the mixing board, and he's like, okay, and he's talking all about it, and then all of a sudden he goes, now let me play it, and it's like big. It's just like, what
Have
the fuck,
it your
dude?
way.
That's a new one.
No,
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't seen those commercials. Yeah, they've been out. For
I
a
might.
while.
I think I've got some RTD2 sounds like,
Ooh, yeah, that's
queued up. So I'll switch it up every once in a while. But
the speeder bike
now-
sound is my sound that I get for texts. So when I get texts, I get this like, which is a cool,
Nice.
which is
And you
cool.
had to get that one custom too. Or
That one as a ringtone I just bought. It was
A
like
ringtone,
99
yeah.
cents. It's just like, I want the speeder bike sound. So
That's cool.
when Jack texts me though, it's just Lobot.
yeah.
Oh, maybe we should get the Wilhelm scream and have that be my lock.
Oh my
sound.
God, I did that to my dad once.
Oh my God.
Oh God,
I'm
like,
gonna do that.
I forget what year it was. It was like 2006 or 7. Like I changed my dad's ringtone to the Wilhelm scream, and like we were in the movie theater the first time it went off, and like a typical dad, he didn't turn it on silent, and it was just constant, just like, and the people just started dying laughing because they couldn't figure out how to turn the damn
Guess
thing
it was an
off.
Alamo Draft House.
I'd
Dad would
like to
have-
imagine
that
this was
started
like a
out,
really
yeah.
serious movie that you're watching with him.
Right.
So.
Schindler's List.
Schindler's
just-
List.
I just
The
downloaded
moment.
it, so that's gonna go in my queue.
Nice.
Which is sad because like they don't use that anymore. Like that's no longer the go-to scream.
They've thrown it in a couple times, like because I know there was they used it in a Mandalorian after they had retired it. They used it in a Mandalorian episode. I thought it was the Bill Burr one. For some reason, I'm thinking it's the Bill Burr one. I don't know why, but that comes to mind. So
Y'all saw that, didn't you? Where they're making a Mandalorian Grogu movie now.
yeah. I kind of wondered, was this
Is
movie already in the works for Disney Plus? And they're like, we can just make more money if we just put it in the movie theater and then.
Well,
flip it
I
through.
wondered if it's kind of a cop out in a way of like, hey, we're moving the Mandalorian more towards Bo-Katan and the actual Mandalorians storyline, but we also want to finish up this story too. So let's give them a proper send off or something. I mean, I don't think they're going to get rid of Grogu or the Mandalorian,
Right?
But it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, we can kind of tie up this origin.
Well, and it's a property. I mean, think about it this way: like if it was Iron Man, like there'd be 3 Iron Mans, right? And it kind of, Favreau did those. So why not put your money on Favreau and the Mandalorian and Grogu? It's not my most excitement, like as far as a movie, goes.
Yeah,
because,
exactly.
Like I don't know if he's really going to swing for the fences or if it's just going to be popcorn fodder, So
We'll see.
we lost Jack here at the end. We're trying to end this show, and there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah. To me, though, I mean, Iron Man 1 is great. And 2 and 3 to me were just
no disappointments for sure. So
I actually did read though about Iron Man 2 or saw something on it. I think my nephews maybe watched YouTube videos, and they were talking about how Iron Man 2 was never supposed to be part of Phase 1, and but because of the massive success of it, that Marvel said, oh no, we want to make another one right now.
Yeah.
And which is why it has these weird scenes and this kind of the ending that doesn't quite
Mm-hmm.
work. And it's like, oh, okay. And when you think about it in that context, it makes sense. You're like, oh, okay, that's why
it's a shame with Iron Man 2 because there's some visuals from that with the Formula One racing and that whole thing that are really cool, just aesthetically, out of context of the story. I think they're kind of some really cool moments, visually that happen with that. So.
And I know that both
we're never getting Jack back.
Yeah, I know. Mickey Rourke and I forget what his name is.
Don Cheadle.
Hammer.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't that Don Cheadle?
No,
Hammer. Justin Hammer.
Justin Hammer.
Oh, okay.
I know both of them were displeased with
Sam.
Yeah, Sam something.
Rockwell.
Yeah.
Both of them were very displeased with the end result of Iron Man 2 because apparently there's a shit ton of scenes that got cut that gave their characters the needed depth, and they just being Marvel and also just trying for time. Those were the scenes that went first.
Mm-hmm. Well, I haven't quite made it through What If.
I haven't either,
but I've watched a couple of those. So there is a Die Hard themed one with Happy Hogan, which is actually pretty fun. So now that it's not Christmas, it's kind of like when you watch it, you're like, oh, this would have been cool to watch on Christmas.
I did rewatch the one from last year with Kevin Bacon. That's
so
funny.
That's funny.
Right, to me, the funniest part was Nebula going, "You can't run me from me, Bacon," like when he takes off. But I don't know. Anyway, should we put in another commercial break right now, or just say fuck it because we're about to end anyway?
I say fuck it.
Okay.
Nobody's listening at this point anyway.
All right.
You never know. There's a lot of
I froze and was gone. I couldn't get back.
We were worried. We were just going to walk away.
Okay.
But if you made it
you guys, hey, can you end it?
Oh no, I didn't even see.
I was just had picked up my phone and the phone got back
on. Well, thanks for everybody that joined us live. So, and
we always appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
There's want to become a patron. Join our patron.
That sounds really enthused there, Jack.
Yeah, join our patron thing. It's pretty fucking.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty,
I don't know.
You're hear all about legs and eggs. Before.
Legs and eggs.
We're probably really past due to make a bonus episode for the patrons. But, we haven't done that in a long time.
It's only been a couple years.
Yeah. No, we did one last year. But yeah.
I can't remember the last time we did one.
Actually, Jack, I don't think you were on that one. I think it might have been us three who did it.
Yeah, I think
we did one. I know
we did one.
Was
oh, really?
That was,
that's I wasn't invited,
but
I didn't get. I'm not on Facebook. I didn't get the message.
Now you know how it feels, Jack.
Miami Mike also. I had mentioned this movie a month or two ago. The Holdovers is good. This is what everyone that was in it won the Golden Globe. So it's a little sad, but it's good. Good film. Paul Giamatti won for it.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he went to In-N-Out.
He did go to In-N-Out. Yeah, right. It's just weird to see the Golden Globe just sitting there at the counter while he's eating his burger. I actually ate at our In-N-Out here when I got back in town on Sunday. And to tell you, In-N-Out is not that good anyway. But when you get it to go, it's even worse.
Yeah, I don't get it.
He was drinking Pinot Noir.
At least Paul Giamatti has a sense of humor, unlike Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that was like you should at least get a chuckle out of that. It was
it wasn't that. I don't think it was worth the death stare because I didn't
sure
because normally
she's a Pentagon op. She's totally a part of the psyops. That the government is doing to kind of try to like. Whatever.
She's owned by George Soros. Don't you know that?
She was created by George
think Chris
Lucas
gave up
in a laboratory. Let's end this show before
I was ready to end it 20 minutes ago. Become a patron. This time we're going to thank 4 of our
flies right off.
We're going to thank 4 patrons at this time. And if you want to send us an email, I got the hiccups now. Gladly send us an email. I'll do more trivia. We used to do that. Didn't we used to do trivia on this thing? We'd give each other's.
Yeah, we did.
We did. Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can do that again. Anyway, we thank Eckhart, Richter, Glappler, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the plan, and Ed, the creepy, poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who listens, joins us live, all that fun stuff. And we'll be back. Are we going to be back next week?
I hope so.
Sure.
What day works for you, Chris? Thursday? I don't care. Anyway, we're out of here. Hasta luego, and goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.